Hello guys, how are you? Hope you're doing well. It's hot out here, like really hot. I'm headed up to Everett. This weekend, my birthday is this Sunday. Woohoo! I'm gonna be 23. I've always been the type of person that's not like always super excited about getting a year older, like at all, but yeah, it should be fun. Justin and Salika seem to have some plans going on this weekend, and Sunday we have a get-together at my house with my grandma, whose birthday was the other day. Big little celebration, little family celebration with friends and stuff like that, so that ought to be fun, right? Yes. So today I finished my training. Thank God. Well, you know what, like, anyone who's ever had a job in that kind of business or whatever, any job actually, we all know that the first training or orientation or information overload is very extreme when you have a new job and you're learning about it, right? So it's definitely been very stressful and overwhelming. I'd rather not talk too much about the process because I really probably shouldn't, I guess. Whoa, shoot. Oh, hello, sorry, I almost dropped you. I'm only holding this with one hand, so my bad. I'm carrying my suitcases in the other hand. Which is a Raleigh suitcase, which is very nice. Anyway, so the process can be really complicated and overwhelming. We actually worked with some real, actual customers today too, and I was just like, oh my God. But it's just one of those things, and most people feel this way. It's like, I don't feel ready to do this by myself. But, that was weird. They went by really slow and stopped and stared at me. Okay, probably because I have a camera and I'm talking to myself. Not talking to myself though, I'm talking to you guys, but they seem to think I'm probably crazy. Yay! Anyways, okay, so we actually worked with like some actual customers today, which is kind of fun. I really like talking to people, and that's one thing I'm gonna bet on for being a good thing for me for this job, because oh man, one thing I do struggle with though is not getting overwhelmed and having anxiety attack. And so I've actually had a couple anxiety attacks the past couple of days about it, just not just this though, there's other things, but it's not fun, because if I've ever talked to you guys, it's not, I'm gonna take this off. I knew I was going to, which is why I was gonna try to keep it off until I actually made the vlog, but whatever. I was diagnosed with Generalized Anxiety Disorder a while ago. I had medication for it for a while. Once I turned a certain age, I kind of stopped, mainly because my mom and I were going, we ended up having to be told to go, because I told a toll bridge, you had to pay every time you use that bridge, and that was the best way to get there, or so it just take too long, because I went to a children's hospital for my anxiety stuff, but I think I was pretty much ready to give it up by the time I did. Because pills aren't something that you want to be on for your whole life if you can help it. You know, sometimes you can't and you have to, but sometimes it can take away from things. It was fine with me though. The way it helped me so much. I probably really needed it at the time for sure. But yeah, because it was, anxiety medication. But still, of course, sometimes I get some serious anxiety attacks, and for me, anxiety attacks usually involve shaking a lot and having to get control of my breathing, and it can be kind of scary sometimes because it's I think it's something I've always kind of had since I was really young, and everyone has anxiety, but when it gets in the way, it was getting in the way of my school, and I literally, in my 7th grade year, I missed 2 to 3 days a week. That's really bad. I was getting physically sick. I had fevers. I was throwing up. I was so overwhelmed it was that worst time of your life where you're I'm not saying it's going to be that way for everyone, so if you're young and you're just reaching that, you may not have the same experience, but it's hard. Because at that age, that was probably the main time where I ever felt like I wanted to fit in, and then I felt like I never could fit in, and especially since I didn't even go to school half the time. And there was another girl at my school I remember who actually had the same problem, and I remember her showing up to school crying once, probably because she was trying to stay home and wasn't feeling good and had probably anxiety like I did. And I ended up having to like go through a lot with that, like court stuff. It's not that I was purposely like skipping school without any excuse. I brought doctor notes and all that stuff, you know, and still was kind of like, you know, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. I also had mono that year, so fun. So anxiety attacks still come up a lot for me, and they can be really difficult. Like I said, I felt like I've had it like my whole life, because when I was younger and I got really upset about something or really scared, I'd start like hyperventilating. I remember like going like and I could not control myself. Like I was freaking out so much, and I'm sorry if the lighting's off, I can't see. And I was just like, and my parents would always have to come in and like help me feel better, whether it was about school or something, you know. I don't know, or maybe something I didn't get, but it was like, I don't know if tantrums ever led to that, but I don't know. But I would get really upset about things, and that translated into my later years. And so now sometimes I go into that whole like my entire body is shaking, and I don't know, it's really uncomfortable, and it makes you feel really sick. So that's my spiel on anxiety disorder. I didn't mean to go off on that subject, but so sometimes too much information freaks me out, especially if I have things on the outside that are also kind of getting to me, you know. So it's kind of like, I can completely forget information that I know because I'm so overwhelmed, you know. It just escapes my brain completely, and I know that's actually a normal thing for some people anyways, but sometimes I feel like it interferes with like work and stuff like that, you know. So that's never good. I'm getting to the street now, so I might end this soon so you guys don't have to hear the countless number of cars going by, because that's never fun, right? Switching again. But yeah, hopefully I can catch up with you guys later. We have a lot of things planned this weekend. Hoping to get some footage of that. I know I'm not always like the best with that stuff, but I try. And with this new job and everything, I finally have a weekend off where I'm not training and I'm not doing anything like that. But anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch up with you guys later. All right? Peace!